we are survivors. But then I moved to the UK as a youngish child and completely disconnected with that side of my family. And when I came to Rwanda after being abroad for quite some time, I thought it's time for me to sort of delve into this because as many survivors do, kind of switched off that part of myself. Even when I lived in London and people asked me where I came from, I used to say Burundi because I didn't want people to go, oh, as in Hotel Rwanda, when you come from Rwanda, and then the whole discussion begins. But I thought, hey, I'm old enough to really look into this. So that's when I came to Rwanda, I went to the memorial and found Zula's story just really literally from there. And after that, I got in touch with the Aegis Trust that runs the memorial, and they gave me video footage of her talking. So even if I didn't get to meet with her, I feel like I actually have heard her story from her own, from her own words, which is amazing.
Oh, thank you.
It's my first time in Rwanda. I arrived yesterday.
Congratulations.
Thank you. At last. COVID was part of the reason why I couldn't come before. And Joe and I used to know each other. We met working together. And one day, after knowing each other for quite a while, she was telling me she had this short film project. And I kept thinking, I hope she asked me, I hope she asked me. And she wasn't asking me. And then one day she did. And I just jumped at the chance because it started with a friendship because she's an amazing lady, she's also an amazing writer. And the story is extremely compelling. It's a human story, it's a story of a strong woman, it's a story of defying the odds. And I think, you know, and for me, it's art, yes, it's entertainment, because it's a film, but anything that can have a message and some resonance and make people think about something, I think it's a win. I think we need more stories like this. And yeah, I think it is just super important to, because we see documentaries, we see all that, but people, when they see a documentary about the genocide or the Holocaust, or, you know, they know what they're getting. It's a documentary, I'm going to be told something, I'm going to be told it was bad, and I'm going to be educated about something, and often that stops people from even watching the piece to start with. This, it's sold as fiction, and we've had audiences in Europe and across the world watching it, and at the end, when you see the archive footage, they're like, whoa, she existed. And it makes them rethink the whole film straight away and about the impact they had. And wait a second, so she did this and she did that. Yes, it's loosely based on it, but it's still very much based on what she did. And also, history is always told by a point of view of men and white men, and it's very, very important to reclaim the story. And Joe was the writer and director, and I think it's extremely important to have female telling the narrative of our own country and our own national heroes as well.
Thank you very much.
Good question. So the future of the film is still doing festivals across the world, literally everywhere. We were nominated earlier this year for like a British Oscar kind of thing, BAFTA, which is super exciting because we helped again with. The idea is the message. The idea is to really show the film. It's not to make money. It's a short film, and that's what we want. And you know, we want people to see it, people to think about it, people to just discover the story if they don't know about it, and just start thinking about it, and start reading about it, and just know. And so the more festivals, the more screenings we can have, the more discussion and engagement we can have, for us it's a win. We're going to have university tours as well in the UK, so it's going to all the big universities and small ones. We want it in schools. So it's not just for festivals where it's still restricted audience in the sense that you're preaching to the choir, it's still very much people who are into films. But we wanted to reach as many people, so it was on TV.
Reasons we filmed there because it's a short film, it's also very short, small budget, and the island then offered us have a scheme where they sort of give you a grant for money that you can spend on the island, and the island has lots of really quite a lot of very experienced filmmakers, and of course we couldn't say no to that offer because ultimately we're making a short film and no one is getting rich off of that. But of course that presented certain challenges for the crowds. We had all the speaking parts, as you can see, done by Rwandan actors. So obviously Eliane Mwinire, Elin Zaramba, and Roger Ineza, all Rwandans who live in France or Belgium. And then the little girl is from Reunion, and the crowds, the men who play then are from Reunion. So I made them, and when we got to Belgium, we went into a sound studio and we found Rwandans living in Belgium.